Okay, we should be live. Yeah, okay, we should be live. Live. You guys should be able to hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, sorry if there's like gears coming up on the screen with the other okay, you just a little loud. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. The music should be. Alright. So. Yeah. I turned on the music. Thank you for the comments. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a while since I did my last stream, so if everything's a bit shaky, you gotta bear with me. Because apparently Streamlabs didn't have me signed in, even though I was signed in when I went to test it literally last week, but apparently it didn't. So yeah, that's Streamlabs for you, everybody. But give me a second. You'll see my. As far as this one, yeah. Because apparently Streamlabs didn't have me signed in, even though I was signed in when I went to test it literally last week. All right, so hold on. Hopefully Maya. Was it finally? There he is. There he is. There he is. There's our boy. There he is. I'm just waiting. I'm looking over the stream to see if everything loads through. I'm reading the chat. Thank you for the chat. So I'm looking at the chat through my phone. So if I don't get through everything, because my computer's not loading the chats via thing, so it's weird. Okay, there. It loaded the chat. Okay, what's up? Your boy Santi. Yeah, hey everybody who came. Yeah, the stream didn't start exactly at 5. It started around 5:30. My bad. That's because technical difficulties on my end. So yeah, that's my bad. You gotta make sure the stream is okay. So yeah, I guess welcome to the Sword and Shield Q&A live stream. I guess. Sorry it took me so long. Again, technical issues on my end. I'm glad that so many of you guys could make it. Uh, yeah, the music was a bit loud before. Is the music good now? Just to check before I answer these questions, so you guys can actually hear what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, it's better now. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, as I said, welcome to the live stream. So yeah, as I put out a week ago, I put out like a YouTube post saying that like, you guys can ask me questions. I put the NGL link in case somebody was shy, because I know when I will watch things, I can get shy. So it's like, hey, you can ask these questions anonymously. So I'm just gonna go through a lightning round of the questions that were asked in the chat there, and then I'm gonna go through questions that were asked, flipping in the thing, and then I'll answer questions in the chat, obviously, when they get asked. So like but yeah, let's go through it. So let's let's start. Okay, so first question: Mega, Gmax, Z move, terrestrialization. Which one? Z moves are my favorite gimmick. I think they were implemented well in Sun and Moon. The anime definitely helped, and I like the fact that like every Pokemon could use it, but there are also Pokemon exclusive Z moves. I feel like that was something that they really should have touched upon. I felt like some other Pokemon should have gotten some Z moves. Like I could definitely see like as overrated as he is, I would love to see Lucario get a Z move, or like even Zoroark get a Z move. Zoroark having a Z move could be interesting. But yeah, that's my first question. Next question. Let's see. Am I watching Horizons? Yes. Casually though, not congruently. Are you happy with the views that I got on the Sword and Shield series? I'm happy that everyone who wanted to see it saw it. I kind of appeal to everybody, but if everyone who's here enjoyed the series, I'm happy. Do I make money off YouTube? No, I don't got that watch hours. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm glad I got a friend like you. You too, bro. Let's see. Am I gonna watch JJK? Yes. Am I gonna quit YouTube? Probably not. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. Have I watched the Marvels? No. What is the best Pokemon movie and why is it the Zoroark one? It's not. The best Pokemon movie is Genesect. I'm joking. It's the third movie. Uh, I wish we could get some Ash content like the movies do with Yu-Gi-Oh! And they have Yu-Gi. No, that I definitely think we're gonna get that for the 30th anniversary if I'm not wrong. What do I think of my Twitter mutuals? They're one of a kind. That's what I can say. I'm gonna skip this one. Uh, will you write another series sometime like Sword and Shield? Stay to the end of the stream. I have something to announce. Let's see. All right, that's the end of the NGL question. So now I'm gonna go to the YouTube post questions. So then I'll answer some questions in the chat. So if you have a question for me about the Sword and Shield series, put it in the chat. I'm gonna answer them right after I do these ones. All right. Will Ash go to the Paldea region? Stay till the end of the stream. I'm announcing something. Will Ash go to the Paldea region? Stay till the end of the stream. I'm announcing something. Uh, let's see here. So yeah, those are all the questions now. So if you have a question, put it in the chat about like maybe something or like something you didn't understand or something that I couldn't do. But for right now, okay, I think am I gonna make video like Aichi's Pokemon team? Or also Zacian fits Aichi. I agree Zacian does fit Aichi. I don't think I give it to him in the video because in the series Kai used the Wingull like thing for Legion, so I felt like it fit more with him. I want to, but like I would have to gauge everybody's interest on it. My question is, how did I come up with Ash and Elaine and Chase's teams throughout the series? So, if I can find it, I think I made a file of this actually. If I can find it, hold on. If I can find it, their original teams, Ash's original team stayed basically the same from like his beta. His beta team was Pikachu, of course, Cinderace, Inteleon, Corviknight, Phalanx, Sandaconda, Urshifu, and yeah, that was his beta team. His team never changed. Chase's and Elaine's team drastically switched up. And I don't exactly know the reason why myself. I think it was more just what was like, what made the most sense based on like who I could implement. So we're gonna do Elaine first. So for Elaine, the reason why she got all the Kanto starters is simply put because there's two main reasons. They were all in Unite at the time, and second reason being, they all had Gigantamax forms, which she didn't end up using any of them because of the way the series is like structured. But they all had Gigantamax forms, and they all were in Unite, so they were all relevant at the time. For Chase team, drastic switch up. His team started out similar because Orbital was on his original team. I believe Surfetch was on his original team, if I can remember. But like, I changed it based on the fact that BDSP was coming out. I felt like the Sinnoh starters, we never seen a trainer own all three, so I felt like it could be interesting. I hadn't catch Piplup late because Don had a Piplup that probably would have been like suffice for Piplup content. Then Piplup later on. I didn't have Piplup evolve because the anime hates Piplup evolving, but if Chase ever returns, I'm definitely gonna evolve his Piplup. That's definitely something I'm gonna do. But that's why their teams. That's how I kind of came up with their teams. Ash's team was more or less just like, hey, he always has fire and grass, give him fire and water, because I felt like he could have a really cool arc with Inteleon, and I felt like Cinderace really just fit Ash's kind of battle style. For Phalanx, he literally has a move called No Retreat. Ash's famous saying is never give up till the end. It's like, it's A plus B. And then for Urshifu, a lot of people wanted Ash to have Urshifu. I just thought, like, it's a fan favorite choice. Why not do it? Corviknight, it's a cool regional bird. What else? Sandaconda was kind of like, I was kind of invoking like the Krokorok or like I guess Gudra, where it's like, it's a Pokemon that you don't really, when you first see it, you didn't really think of Ash, but like, he could use it and it could become like a staple of his. So it's like one of those Pokemon. I felt like we were overdue for one of those kind of Pokemon. Next question from Plapas. Why are Lucas and Rinto rivals instead of Hop and Beat? We're gonna do why Hop and Beat aren't rivals. Hop was supposed to be Ash's rival. The reason why Hop was Ash's rival, not Ash's rival, was based on the fact that I felt like Zach already had Hop being Ash's rival, so I had Hop take more of a backseat. Hop was supposed to have a lot more stuff to do. He was supposed to get a lot more episodes, but I didn't have time because of stuff that was happening in personal life, so I didn't have time to like go into Hop's development and do more with Hop. For Bede, I was always going to make Chase his rival because he reminded me of Gary so much, and I feel like he and Chase would have that kind of rapport. For Bede, the reason why he wasn't Ash's rival is because, like, we had Gary, we had Poe, we had Trip, so Ash has an abundance of jerk rivals, so I felt like giving him another one wouldn't really add much. Now, for why Rinto is Ash's rival, he was originally supposed to be a Chase rival, as he's the one who defeated Chase in the Unite Cup. But the reason why he wasn't, I felt like Rinto could be like this kind of jerk rival who isn't more of a jerk, but it's kind of like a nice Paul, if that makes sense. And then for Lucas, he was always going to be the rival because BDSP, he's supposed to be Sawyer. He's our Sawyer stand-in, if that makes sense. Question by Derek. I wanted to ask, how did you plan your series from start to finish? Was it written all at once or part by part? A bit of both. I have the beginning and I have the ending down. Then like all the middle parts are kind of written like down pat. Like they're keystone episodes that I have down pat. Like the first episode, the season finale of each season, the Darkest Day or Darkest Dawn that I called it. Like the Unite Cup, the Sinnoh Festival, like all these things were like keystone events. The only thing that wasn't really a keystone event was like parts of the DLC arc and then the space-time arc, because I felt like, hey, we're lacking in like a really big arc kind of thing, like midway through the season. That's what it was. Like there was always going to be some sort of Legends Arceus thing, but it didn't come to me till then. And also, you're welcome, Woods. You're welcome. I'm always willing to answer a question whenever someone asks. Like, so that's how I generally wrote the series. And that's why Hop and Bede aren't rival Sash. They were supposed to have more to do. Like, this is something I need to like talk about for real. The Sword and Shield series, a lot more stuff was supposed to happen. For example, the last episode, that was originally 2 episodes, but I had to stitch them together because I think I said this in the video. The reason why it wasn't stitched together is because I'm in college. I didn't have time. Like, I needed to end the series so I can like study for midterms. So like, I didn't have time. I had to stitch together episodes in order to get stuff done. So that's why like that's why the last episode is like two episodes stuck together. Why did you have all the legendaries caught before the Darkest Dawn? I felt like if I tried to cram them all into season three, it wouldn't have worked. Because I think I had Calyrex be introduced in season two, purely for the fact that I felt like in season three, since they were there for training, I don't think they would have like really explored with Calyrex all too often. So I had him be caught by Leon because in Masters, Leon does get Calyrex. So I was like, hey, this is a good kind of origin of why he has Calyrex. For the legendary birds, those did happen in season three, but I felt like it was like I felt like I was kind of referencing the manga a bit because in the manga, the three dex holders in the first chapter do fight the legendary birds. So it's kind of like Lucas fights one of them, Ash fights one of them, Rinto fights one of them. Reggie Alekia and Reggie Drago, I wasn't gonna try and being too deep with them because like there was no like unless I had like Brandon return or something, I couldn't really go in depth with them. So using them for training, I felt like made the most sense. For Urshifus, if you want to count them, they were always gonna go to Ashton Lucas. Chase's Cub Fu was supposed to be a Dusk Lycanrod situation. Again, I just didn't have time, which is why like I had to like also Evening Rescue Squad. But to answer your question, that's why all the legendaries were shown off before the Darkest Dawn. And Zash and Zamazenta were caught purely based on the fact that like I wanted to do an episode with them fighting. I just didn't know where to fit it in. Oh, another question. Why did you have Chase and Elaine as the main characters over other Galar characters? I like them. I was just curious. Uh, well, I know one thing I can say is that the original traveling companion for Ash was supposed to be Marnie, and I probably would have chosen Victor. I think the reason why I went with Chase and Elaine is probably because I wanted the Sword and Shield series to kind of be an encapsulation of the Switch era in that kind of essence, where it's like you got your BDSP, your PLA, you got your Let's Go Pikachu, and you got your Sword and Shield. So like they're the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee reps of the series. Also, I feel like Chase and Elaine aren't talked about much in the Pokemon fan base. So I felt like, hey, they're not the coolest characters, but like they're not the worst. So like show them off. Like I feel like they're cool, and like I thought like it would be unique as well. So that's the reason why they were chosen over Gloria and Victor or Gloria and Hop or Marnie and Victor. But Marnie and Victor were like the original kind of like idea, if that makes sense. This is what kind of idea. Hey, Masp. Everyone say hi to Masp in the chat. Let's see here. So I'm gonna be looking through some files of things so I can like actually comment on some things if I don't get like. Okay, let me see here. So I think one thing I'm probably gonna have to like talk about and discuss for a minute is like something that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are not happy about. At least when the episode came out, a lot of you guys weren't ecstatic about it. Let me change the music. Hold on. I have to talk about Ash versus Lucas. I know a lot of you guys when the episode first came out were like, "That's you're." I got a lot of like, not negative, but a lot of comments that were like didn't agree with the way the battle went, and I kind of agree to an extent. I don't think I should have made it five ties in a row. I think that was a bit excessive on my end. I think like the ending, I wouldn't change the ending because Ash vs. Lucas is obviously supposed to be setup. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're just about to ask. Ash vs. Lucas is supposed to be setup because they are going to fight again. As in the last episode of Sword and Shield, I did say that the Pokemon World Championship Series is going to be held on Paseo, where Masters is held. And they are going to fight again there. And they are going to like conclude the rivalry there. So like, it's almost like Ash vs. Lucas is kind of like the Ash versus Gary, like right before Johto, kind of like that. So like, I understand where people are coming from, but like, if you like, they are the main rivals of the series. But if like in the main rivals in terms of like they're going on, if you want to look at someone like Rinto, I would say that's Ash's like main rival concluding storyline of the season. But like, yeah, I definitely would have changed some things. Maybe probably would have had like Dragapult knocked out the Ralladon. Maybe have Typhlosion beat Inteleon. Probably would have given Corviknight the win at the beginning. Like I probably would have changed some things about that. So that's definitely on me. I probably should have like executed it better, in my opinion. Like I definitely think it could have been executed better. Okay, I changed the music. Do you think that you would have kept Marnie and Hop as characters? Do you think that they would have the same sort of chase in the lane? No, I think that Marnie I wanted to do more with in the just the base series. Marnie would have probably had an arc of like uh it like if I do something with Chase in the future, I'm gonna give another character this arc. But it would have been an arc of living up to expectations, kind of like like because Piers is a really cool character and like he's really popular in Galar and really popular among fans along with it. He's like the third strongest trainer in Galar, I believe. So like it would have been like a story of a person who wasn't really good at battling, but like through time she grows, finds her own individuality, and like grows into her own. Excuse me. Excuse me. Uh, for Hop, very similar to Chase, but a mix of what he was in the game. Hop would more discover that, like, hey, I like Pokemon, but battling isn't what I love most. I love learning about Pokemon. That's really my passion. That's what his arc was supposed to be in the base show, but I couldn't do it. So that's probably what the arcs would have been. But yeah, but good question. Good question. I think another thing I want to talk about that like a lot of people didn't ask me this, but I know like a lot of people might have been confused. Why didn't Elaine get a voice battle in the league? Uh, I don't. No one ever asked me this, but no one ever asked me this. But like the reason why she didn't get a voice battle in the league, the voice actress was busy. I was busy. Schedules didn't like really mesh. Marnie's voice actress was busy. I was busy. Our schedules never like were like lined up perfectly, so I had to like not do it. She was supposed to get two in the same way that Chase got two, but like sadly, the voice actress was busy. There was nothing I could do. But I'll if she wants to come back. I'll bring her back. Oh, by the way, was there a reason why one of the main characters didn't end up having a full battle with Leon? Uh, it's gonna happen in the terms of like it's set up. I'm trying to build Leon up in the same way that like I know Cynthia had a full battle with Paul, if you really want to call that a full battle, but it's set up because Masters is gonna happen. I'm doing a Master series, and that's where it's like that's when Ash is gonna battle Leon. He's gonna have a full battle with Leon then. The reason why we didn't have a full battle with Leon is to more or less kind of sell his strength, where he only really needs Charizard, and the only time he ever loses Charizard is when he's facing Eternatus, which is fair. Why did you decide to have Rika as Rinto's sister? It's a good idea, and I actually really like it. Simply put, two reasons. I saw an art piece where someone was like, "Hey, they look like siblings." I was like, "You know what? They do look like siblings." And then like I was like, I need a reason for Rinto to have like for Rinto to actually like be challenged in the Galar arc. So it's like why like not Galar arc, but Galar League, where it's like because Rinto throughout the whole series was this cool, calm, collected dude who almost never got shooken up about anything. Like I don't think Rinto ever like broke a sweat most of the time, unless he was facing Cynthia or like another champion. So Rika was made a sister to like kind of delve deeper into his psyche. And I do want to touch upon Rinto's backstory. You have to stay to the end of the video to realize what I'm doing. But I think a lot of you can guess. Is there a major thing you would change in the story that would be like a team change, a character arc? Again, I would change Hop and Marnie, give them like I would give Hop and Marnie more time in like I would probably make two more episodes. Actually no, three more episodes with Hop and Marnie. One episode being like probably an episode in season two, right after Sinnoh Festival, maybe have Hop lose to Bede. For Marnie, have like an arc in like maybe around Sir Chester, maybe around like and then a third episode explaining what they were doing during the DLC arc, where they were, what they were doing, who they were training with. Thanks for giving Ash Inteleon. It meant a lot to me. I don't love Inteleon. I like Inteleon. He's one of my. He's like it's Cinderace, Inteleon, and Rillaboom for the Galashars for me. So like I like Inteleon, and I felt like Inteleon was cool. So I felt like a foot Ash. Curious, who was your all-time favorite Pokemon from Ash, Chase, and Elaine's team? For Ash's team, it's probably either Sandaconda or Phalanx. I like Dragapult and Cinderace too. Actually, I think it would be thinking about it because you're asking me to choose between all of them. And I liked writing all of them. So it would probably be like top five would probably be like from Cinderace, uh, Phalanx, Sandaconda, I want to say Dragapult, and then Inteleon. Urshifu, I didn't hate Urshifu, but it was more like a lot of people are expecting this, so I felt like I had to do it. For Chase's team, I like all of them equally, so I can't say that I hate any of them. But I would probably say I like Infernape the most because it's such a starkly different Infernape from what we see out of. Mm, all right, it's such a starkly different Infernape than what we see in like the main series, where like every other Infernape that we see in the main show is like cocky, confident, like not cocky and confident, but confident, fun-loving, happy-go-lucky. Like but Chase's Infernape was always kind of like shy, closed off. It didn't really like fighting a lot. It was like it didn't have it didn't have like a lot of it didn't have a lot of braggadocious about him. For Elaine's team, it's probably Bolton. I don't know. I don't ever. She doesn't really use Bolton that often. I just like Bolton as a Pokemon, and I felt like, yeah, it's cool. It's probably Bolton or Charizard, one of those two. Is Cinderace the ace of his team? Yes, Cinderace is the ace of Ash's Galar squad. Maybe it wasn't clear because he wasn't like the winner in a lot of battles, but I consider him to be the ace of the team. Would you give Inteleon Psychic type as a second type? I would probably give it Ghost because of the whole disappearing thing, but I could see it having Psychic. Espionage. Okay, on the contrary to my previous question, what do you think the best element of the series was? I think I don't want to say it's the battles because the battles didn't really get good in my opinion until like the end. I think I did like emotional moments the best, if that makes sense. Like the big emotional moments where it's like B losing his not internship, B losing his endorsement, like Chase losing to Ash, flipping Elaine losing to Lucas. I feel like I do those moments the best. So like without bragging. So like I feel like those moments are what I do the best. Like the big like whenever like the main nine I'm gonna call them, whenever they're together, I feel like that's when I do the best. Cool. I like the stories with Ash's Corviknight and Chase's Surf Edge. That I also like that one too. That one I felt like if this was like a normal anime, I felt like that would be a separate episode because in like I think I posted those things on YouTube. Ash's Corviknight and Chase's Surf Edge are essentially like best friends in that kind of aspect because they're two night Pokemon. It's like you would want them to be best friends. So it's like I was like, hey, they're both evolving to knights. So it's like, hey, I could give them kind of like a small episode. Is there anything I would change about the DLC arc? Honestly, not a lot. I don't think I would make it longer, but I think I would like imply that Bede was still around. Maybe see what Hop and Marnie are doing, as I said. Maybe imply more stuff with Rose and AZ. Maybe do some more stuff with Leon. But otherwise, I wouldn't change a lot. Inteleon as part Ghost type would be. Hold on, this heart thing is in the way. Hold on. Inteleon as part Ghost type would have most people pick it due to its typing, probably. Yeah, but it's neither here nor there. I'm fine with Inteleon being pure water, believe it or not. But like if I had to have another type, it wouldn't be bad. What's your favorite character that you wrote? Probably Rinto. I think Rinto was my favorite character to write, purely other than the fact because like when I'm writing Ash when he's not an underdog can be hard, but it's fun. Writing Lucas, I liked writing him, but I think I liked writing Rinto more because he was like kind of the sassy character who's always kind of on top. It was nice to write like a character who's like, yeah, I know I'm the shit. So it's like, why did you have AZ in the series? I felt like in the end of XY, let's imply that AZ didn't pass away and that like he's just living with Floette somewhere. He would probably go to Freezington because it's like a nice slow place and like maybe he'll be friends with Calyrex. That's just it. I felt like AZ was gonna be this cool character who was kind of like this older dude who knew what power Calyrex truly had, and like he's kind of the antithesis to what Rose is. Like Rose and AZ could be very similar in that aspect, both losing someone very important to them and then them both making a huge mistake from that. So I felt like there's some relation there. So that's why I had AZ in the series. And I know a lot of people when I told them, it's like, what? Why are you having AZ here? He wasn't in XY, so what was he doing? What was he doing during XY? He was in Freezington. So that's the answer to your question. Why did I have AZ? It's like I know a lot of people are like, whoa, why do you have AZ there? Let's see here. Flipping. I'm looking through files. This is how I come up with certain topics. Let me see here. I guess on things I would change, I think I would make the Unite tournament happen a bit later. Maybe when they go back to Hammerlock, because I don't know where I would place it, because it's kind of placed in the perfect spot right after the third gym battle. I think I would just make it longer. I think that's just it. So while watching your series, I always kind of felt that Chasing the Lane had a bit more major story than Ash did. Yes and no, kind of. Chase and Elaine are like the Dawn and May of this series, where it's like they took up more of a pro tag role in the aspect of like they kind of had to because Ash in the series, his development is more learning like as what it's meant to be a champion, and that doesn't allow him to be like very proactive or very like he doesn't seek out things as much as Chase and Elaine do because Chase is essentially OF Ash but a bit smarter, and Elaine is kind of like May, but like if May was like May, but if May was into battling and is that she was like a little more chill. Like so it's like they're two proactive characters, so like I understand where people are coming from, but like Ash is the main character, but he kind of is like he's kind of like when you go somewhere with your little siblings, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of in the background. What was your favorite episode to write? Oh, that's a hard question. I would probably say my favorite episode was probably writing the entire time space arc because I liked having these three different like kind of parts congruent together. I felt like it was the most like it was the most consistent thing I've written. It was like right before the end of season 2, which I think is the longest season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my favorite arc. Did you plan on Elaine X Lucas at the end? Yes, that was planned. Uh, yes, that was planned. I'm just really bad at writing romance. That was planned. But the Elaine X Lucas, how that came about is this is gonna sound really bad. But Elaine, I felt like Elaine needed like because she was always supposed to fight Lucas, but I felt like, hey, how could I make this fight mean more? So like during the time space arc, as you know, Lucas kind of saves Elaine. That's when she starts like blushing like in the anime. She would start blushing at that point, and then like she would eventually start to develop a crush over him. That's why there was supposed to be another episode before the last episode where she would have like kind of a slumber party with Marnie and Peonia talking about like I don't know boys, and then she talks about like oh yeah, I may have a crush on Lucas, and then they all laugh about it, and it's like I'm just really bad at writing romance, which is why it can't like. That's cool. I actually like the fact that they had more focus than Ash. Ash had a lot of experience by this point. Yeah, that was part of the reason why like they had like they took more focus because like Ash has tons of experience at this point. Like, and I felt like maybe in the next thing that I'm writing, stay to the end of the stream, to the next thing that I'm writing, Ash will develop more as a protagonist. Like he'll be like more front and center. How do you choose which Pokemon gets to win, which Pokemon gets to lose in certain battles and certain gym battles? I kind of have rules. So in the beginning, I kind of always have the rule of like, if Pikachu loses, it's probably going to be like in a gauntlet. So let's say Ash was facing Milo. This didn't actually happen, but let's say Ash is facing Milo. Pikachu takes out two Pokemon, loses to Eldegoss. That's how my rule would work because he would mill two Pokemon, but he would be tired. So take a break. He loses to Eldegoss. Or like certain Pokemon, it would probably be like involved in an arc. So like Drippy, I had Drippy in a bunch of battles. I don't believe he won a lot, but that's more to the fact that like Drippy's still new. He's still relatively young. He's the baby of the team. He's like the youngest member of the team compared to everyone else. So like that's part of the reason why he lost. But this is more because Drippy, as a pseudo legendary, they kind of start out bad, get really good by the end. For Phalanx, it was more of like it was kind of like what's a good Pokemon to compare this to? Kind of like Goodra, where it's like a Pokemon that a lot of people kind of underestimate, but like through Ash and like through their teamwork, they get the job done. Cinderace and Inteleon, it depended on if I had an arc going for them or not, or if they were just like in the gym battle to be in the gym battle. Corviknight, regional birds kind of always have the same role in the series where it's like they'll win, but they'll never like be the reason why he wins the gym battle. But I think Corviknight was the reason Ash won against Opal, if I believe. What was my favorite gym battle to write? Ooh, okay. Asterisk Kabu was really cool, but I think I like Asterisk Pierce and Asterisk Raihan the best. Ash's gym battles weren't really the main focus of the series, but I think Asterisk Raihan is probably my favorite. But Asterisk Kabu I really like, even though I don't like my voice performance in that episode. I like the fact that I gave Kabu a Blaziken because I felt like we need a Pokemon that can kind of kick. So, oh, you mentioned Chase and Elaine's teams being completely different to the story. What were their full? What were their full? What were their original full teams? If I can find the old file, I don't think I have it. But if I could find the old file, I could share what their original teams look like, and you guys can see how like Elaine, Elaine and Chase's teams changed, and like I don't know if I'm happy with the way the teams changed. I'm just like they changed in that kind of aspect. Hold on, give me a minute. I have to find it. If anything, let me see if I can send it to myself. No, even if I send it to myself, it doesn't work. Actually, wait a minute. Hold on. Like, feel free to ask other questions while I look for this. I'm just looking for it because I posted it somewhere. It would be in there. Was there planned captures for Ash, Chase, and Elaine that got scrapped? None for Ash. All of Ash's captures were going to happen. For Elaine, once I show her team, I'll like go further in depth into that. I can only say that Chase was supposed to catch one of the fossils. That's what I'll say. Let me see. It would be my name. Because I posted these on Discord one time. Hold on, give me a second. Why did I create the series? I thought it would be cool, and I thought it would be fun. If you want to create something and you think like, oh, but like, why would I do it? Because it would be fun. Like, if you think something's gonna be fun, try it. Like, that's how my YouTube channel started. Try it if you think it's gonna be fun. All right, let's see here. All right, here it is. Would you ever hypothetically do a rewrite of the previous pen of the Pokemon series, and what would you pick? Johto. Johto each and every time, because I felt like Johto. I don't like the Johto portion of the anime. I felt like Johto generally just had a lot of lost potential. So Johto each and every time. That's the one I would rewrite almost all the time. So I got him now. I got him. Give me a second, but yeah, I would pick Johto each and every time. So let me load up these files and then I'll change them. Let me change the music first and then I'll load up these files. Because I feel like we've been listening to this song for about a minute. Let's see here. These are MP4s. I need MP3s. Where are my MP3s? There they are. There we go. And back. Okay. Alright, now let me add these bad boys. Actually, no, they would be in downloads. They wouldn't be in gallery. So, these were going to be Chase and Elaine's original team. You should see them on screen in about a minute. Okay. So, here was Chase's original team. We're going to talk about Elaine in a minute. We're just going to do Chase's first because that's the one I saw first. So, here was Chase's original team. So Chase's original team, as you can see, was gonna be. Hold on, let me answer this question. Were you originally gonna have the main cast have one Galar starter each? No, they were not gonna have one Galar starter each. That was nothing. That was not what I was gonna do. that wasn't gonna happen. So as you can see for the teams, Chase was gonna get Arctivish. He was gonna get Berserker and Deity. He was gonna keep Glossiflower that was gonna evolve into Eldegoss. He was gonna have Orbeetle, Frostmoth, and Pikachu, which is way different than what the team ended up being. He didn't even have a fire type, so I didn't know what was this team. It never happened because I felt like at the point where like I could have done it, I felt like at that point it was just like, hey, I don't think anybody really cares. I don't think anybody really cares. People are already like, there's so much art to use of this Ash, so it's like, I don't think anybody really cares. I can save up that money to use it towards something else, like the league outfits. Yeah, that's what they're called, league outfits. So that's why Ash never got updated. Hold on, the stream is delayed by a bit, so I'm a. Oh, that's because I'm behind. No wonder. So let's go to Elaine, because I know a lot of people are gonna want to ask about that one. So Elaine's original team, again, somewhat different in context. I don't know why I would give her two grass types, but this is her original team. I don't like this original team as much as I used to. I do think that like maybe eventually down the line she will catch an Appleton. I do like that idea. Maybe down the line. This goes to show that the three members that stayed were Yamper and Nickit. They were the three members that stayed. So I like that. She was supposed to get Grotto because there was this trend before Serena where like the main female would always get the starter of the gen that was going to remake that gen. But I gave them to Chase and I gave her the Kanto starters. Maybe I would have switched them for Chase and Elaine, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't go with this team. This team's whole idea was that like they were all gonna kind of be different emotions, because like actually this is a good time to like jump into like how Elaine changed drastically. She was supposed to be a vastly different character. Her original like kind of thing was the reason why Nickit never evolved. I don't like Thievul that much. I don't like Thievul that much. Thievul, not really. I don't really like Thievul. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up so I can. They might be behind again. Yeah, I'm behind again. I don't know why when I look at the stream preview, it always shows me being a bit behind, and I don't like that. But Nickit never evolved. Very simply put, I don't like Thievul that much, and I like Nickit. But maybe if Elaine returns, maybe if I do like a time skip with these characters, Nickit will probably evolve into Thievul. But yeah, that's why Nickit never evolved. But yeah, Elaine, very drastically different character. Her original character concept was supposed to be this girl who didn't really exhibit a lot of emotion. She was supposed to be like this very kind of distant person who like she didn't really like get along with everyone. Chase was obviously going to be her friend, like, you know, childhood friend, but like they didn't really like she didn't really have a lot of emotion. But each one of these Pokemon would have like a drastic kind of emotion to them, where it's like Eevee would have been like kind, and Nickit would have been like mischievous, Yamper energetic, Braviary kind of pompous, Grotto like competitive, Appleton slow living, and then like LSQ. That's what I could say. But I think I dropped it for a better kind of arc of a girl who's like kind of learning about the world, and like she knows what she wants to be, but she knows that she can take all of these paths to get there. So like that's kind of my that was kind of my pitch for him. If Elaine were to meet like May, they would get along. But if Elaine, like, I don't know how to explain it. If Elaine was told to do contests like Serena, she would probably say like she's a bit of a tomboy, if anything. She's a bit of a tomboy compared to all the other ones. Like even more like kind of like Misty. I feel like she'd be very competitive with Misty, but in like a cool rival kind of way. Or like if you like that's kind of what I meant. Like if she were to go to Alola and like be around the wackiness of Sun and Moon, she would be the most deadpan serious character there. So that's kind of Elaine's character. in a nutshell. But yeah, Elaine drastically changed. But I like her character. I definitely grew more attached to her. Also, fun fact: Elaine and Chase are cousins. That's why I don't think I've ever said this, but they're cousins. That's what it is. Chase was actually born in Johto. If I ever do something with him in Johto, I'm gonna probably touch upon that. Chase was born in Johto, but he lives in Galar with his cousin Elaine. So that's how they know each other. They're cousins, but also childhood friends. All right, what time is it? All right, 6:03. Okay, 6:30. That's when I'll end the shoot. Okay. All right, let me look and see if I got any more things that I wanna share with y'all. Let's see here. Uh, Things that I feel like are interesting. I guess I can kind of talk about how the teams kind of like not conjugate, but like the team relationships. I mean team as in like Ash and Elaine, but if anything, let's talk about the main nine first. Let's talk about the main nine first. I think I have something of them. Sort by okay. Main nine should be. Well, when did I make this? Because I don't remember making it too long ago. Maybe I made it then. In fact, yeah, I think I made it then. Well, it's definitely not that one. It would have to be around that time. Yeah, it would have to be around that era when I made it. Okay, for some reason I can't find this dang screen thing I made. The main line, unless I took like words I would remember making it. Hold on, maybe it's just in pictures as like a screenshot. Let me see if anyone asks any questions. Questions. Let's see here. Oh, hey superhero brothers. Why did I made Ash lose to Leon? Set up for Masters. He is gonna fight Leon again. I can't say if he's gonna win or lose, but it's set up. That's why. Hi by the way, sup. Why did you not bring reserves through League? And also, why do you have Stranger B as a character? Stranger B was made as a character so Bede could still fight characters without me having to reveal that's Bede. Because in the games, he disappears for like a minute and doesn't appear till the end. So like, I kind of want to emulate that for why did I have Stranger B as a character? That was B. Since Journeys never focused too much on Galar, what's one Galar element you wanted to include in your Sword and Shield series? Just kind of like the landscapes of Galar and like the different cities and like places. Because Galar has really interesting cities because they're all vastly different from each other. So I really wanted to see that. That's pretty much it. Like Galar itself. You could kind of say the culture of Galar, maybe, especially the gym culture. I really wanted to see that implemented with the whole like uniform outfits. I know everyone's gonna say, but it's just football. But that's cool. It's unique. I like that this region treats gym battles as like a major event. Let's see here. Because it's captures, that means it should be. Okay, these. Are you planning to do Ash and Paldea? I will answer that question at the end of the stream because I have something to show you guys. So let me see if I can find it. You guys want more live streams like this? They probably wouldn't happen anytime soon, but like maybe when summer starts, would you guys like more live streams like this? Because I'm having fun. I'm not gonna lie. capture. Cause oh my god, I remember making it. I just don't remember when I made it. It's gonna annoy the heck out of me if I can't find it. Okay, yeah. So maybe during the summertime we'll have more live streams. Probably maybe after I finish season one of a certain thing, we'll have more live streams. Because if you guys enjoy it, I enjoy it. Be a good way to like interact with you guys. Okay, here are the other captures. Which part of your reread do you enjoy doing the most? Probably just like the battles itself, because I do like writing battles, not the 6v6 battles, but like the chill kind of battles, where it's like the 3v3s or the gym battles. I really like writing those, because all the gym leaders are so different, so it's like it's always interacting with a new character, getting to see it in his face, and it's always a major battle to look forward to. Alright, so here's the main 9. I got it. So let's explain the friendships and relationships between the main 9, the rivalries, and I want to explain just everything about them. So, first of all, let's explain the relationship between the main trio, Ash, Elaine, and Chase. So, Ash and Chase have a little brother, older brother kind of dynamic, but now Ash considers Chase to be a rival in the same way he would consider Paul to be a rival or Sawyer to be a rival. He's Ash's rival now. That's how Ash sees Chase, but he's still like a little brother to him. Ash and Elaine, little brother, older sister. That is a little brother, older sister relationship as far as I'm concerned. And like they're very much like Ash is kind of like the cool older brother who kind of knows the tricks of the trade and knows how to do all this cool stuff. Elaine is kind of like the wow, I can't wait to learn this. Like wow, like you know all this. Like that's Ash and Elaine. Like they're usually like, oh, Chase is at it again. He's thinking before he speaks in this. Like so like that's Ash and Elaine. For let's see, I know a lot of people wanted Marnie and Hop best friends. Those two at this point best friends, locked at the hip. They travel together. Those two best friends. Hop and Chase, also kind of best friends. They grew up together. As I said, Chase did grow up in Postwick, so best friends. Hop and Elaine, they're kind of like friend of a friend, where it's like they're close, but they're not best friends. They're close. For Chase and Marnie. I would say they're friends. They're friends. Probably in the same way Ash and Bianca are friends. Like they're friends, friendly rivals. For let's get into the big one, Ash and Marnie and Ash and Hop. He sees them as kind of like rivals, but like again how he saw like a lot of the best wishes rivals, like friends, but also rivals. Nothing too deep. For Bede actually respects Ash. Bede respects Ash, Rinto, and Lucas. He respects them because like they've actually earned their stripes and they've beat him before. For Bede, he looks at Ash like Gary looked at Ash, but now they're pretty chill. Same with Hop. For Bede and Marnie, he talks to Marnie because like Marnie actually has more than 3 brain cells. She has more than 3 brain cells. For Elaine, they don't really interact too often, but like they're chill with each other. Elaine kind of thinks Elaine thinks Bede is weird sometimes. I don't know why I can't speak. For let's go do Peonia. For Peonia, she's pretty much friends with everyone. She's like extrovert. She's really extroverted when it comes to that stuff. Let's after Peonia. I'm looking at the list. So next for the main 3, Rinto, Ash, and Lucas. Ash and Lucas, rivals, friends, friendly rivals, Ash and Rinto, friend. At the end of the series, friend. During the series, kind of rivals. Let's see here. Rinto kind of looks at everyone that isn't Ash and Lucas as like, yeah, they're cool, but they're nothing too special. They're nothing too hot. Peonia's his best friend though. Peonia, that's his best friend. Ash kind of sees everyone like. So in terms of like rivals, it's Lucas, Rinto, main rivals. People he's cool with, Hop, Marnie, sibling, Chase and Elaine, and then like people he doesn't really interact with much is Bede and Peonia. But Peonia and Ash kind of have like I don't know how to explain it. It's like you know how Miette was in X and Y, where it's like she would kind of flirt with Ash. Ash was not gonna flirt back, but it's like they both know that they're joking in that kind of aspect. So it's like, and like I guess. For shipping, anybody who cares about this, the only real ships in this thing are Lucas and Elaine and Peonia and Rinto. Those are the only 2 like ships in this kind of group because everyone is like, I would maybe Hop and Marnie too, if you really want to. But like, the only two ships are Peony and Rinto and Lucas and Elaine. Those are the only two ships. So those are the main nine. I call them the main nine because there's nine of them. All right, we covered the main nine. Let's see. Is there anything you guys are interested about hearing about? Did you think that you would ever tackle other types of what if? Like, what if Ash woke up late, or you create your own brand new universe? I don't think I would ever do what if Ash woke up on time because like it's been something covered by so many people that I felt like I can't offer anything unique that already hasn't been done. I did tackle other what ifs that like before the Sword and Shield series took up this channel. Like if you remember in the olden days of this channel, like I did do a lot of what ifs. Like I did like the Hisui starters. I did like what if Ash evolved this Pokemon? What if this Pokemon came back? What if this Pokemon stayed? I want to eventually get back to doing that. It's just that like I need time. But like yeah, eventually. And to answer the whole like brand new universe, you can basically see the Sword and Shield universe as the Samurai cinematic universe. See it as that. It's its own thing, kind of. So you can kind of split it off there, if anything. Let's see. Well, actually, since I made this yesterday, let me share that image. Sword and Shield. Let me take a look because I gotta sort. Let's see here. What do we got here? That's just a notification. Let's see. If I can find it. I'm surprised that I haven't gotten the why is freed in the Isles of Armor question yet, but I guess I'll answer that question. The reason why Freed is in the Isles of Armor is because this does take place in the same universe as Horizon. So Pokemon Sword and Shield takes place about 2 years, not 2 years, about a month, not a month, a year to 6 months before Horizon's events start. So it's like right before Horizons. I don't know if in canon Horizons and the Ash anime are in the same universe, but at least in my alliteration of it, they are. But in the canon, they might not be, but we'll see. So I guess I can explain, because I did the whole explanation of Chase and Elaine's team. I guess I can kind of explain Ash's team. Hold on, this image is kind of pink. I drew this last night, but explaining Ash's team time. This is not the entire team, obviously, but explaining. I'll kind of explain the team dynamics. Oh, I was supposed to ask that, but I forgot. Thanks for answering. Oh, no problem. No problem. No problem. I forgot to answer it too. So but to explain Ash's team, Pikachu, same as he always been, extension of Ash, really chill. Uh, Pikachu gets along most with Dragapult, and he gets along with Phalanx pretty well. I actually wanted to do a little Phalanx in a little Phalanx kind of subplot in the DLC arc where like Ash would tell the leader Phalanx to go take like a day off to chill, and that he would have to deal with the rest of the Phalanx, and they would follow Pikachu around. I thought that would be really cool, but I didn't get time. But yeah, he gets along most with the Phalanx, and he gets along most with Dragapult. For Corviknight is one of Ash's original three. Now, as much as Corviknight, like he's noble, he's true, but as much as Corviknight likes it, he has a really bitter rivalry with Cinderace, where it's kind of like sibling rivalry, where it's like the second child, it's like the first, it's like the oldest because he was caught before Scorbunny, and like the second oldest. So it's like they have kind of a bitter rivalry, but they both care for each other. He gets along most with Chaser SWSH, of course, that's his best friend, and probably Cinderace to an extent, and Pikachu. For Sandaconda, introvert. He's the biggest You thought Sobble in the anime was an introvert? This guy is worse. Like, for example, because like I wanted to establish this in the last episode, but B was gonna say to Ash that, oh yeah, they don't need Sandaconda to guard it anymore. So now Sandaconda is at Oak's lab with the rest of the team. So Ash can call Sandaconda whenever he wants. But Sandaconda, let's say that Delia or like Oak tried to say hi to Sandaconda, and it's not somebody he got to know over time. Sandaconda would dig a hole faster than like he does not like interacting with people. He probably gets along best with, believe it or not, Phalanx and probably Inteleon. But speaking of Inteleon, Inteleon is next. Inteleon gets along with everyone pretty well, actually. He's very, like, now calm, cool, and collected. Even as Drizzle, he was very confident, which is starkly different to what he was in canon. But yeah, very calm, cool, and collected. For Dragapult, baby, he's Scraggy, but if Scraggy got to grow up, he's not as like willing to fight everyone as Scraggy is, but he's definitely like Scraggy in that kind of aspect. Uh, Next up, we have the main. Well, let's talk about Phalanx. He isn't here, but Phalanx isn't shy. Phalanx, they all have different personalities, but if I have to like put the personalities, they're very competitive. They get along with everyone, but they love challenging everyone, which is why they're so exhausting to be around. And then finally, Ash's Cinderace. Ash's Cinderace is such like a loaded character for me to talk about. But Ash's Cinderace, he's not like any other ace because he's like kind of bad in like not bad as in like bad in battling, but he has like a kind of sour personality. He's like Vegeta essentially. Yeah, yeah, I'm live streaming. It's 6. Yeah, I'm going at 6:30. I'm going at like 7. Sorry. But yeah, Cinderace. Yeah, kind of like Vegeta, but that's kind of the whole team. Urshifu looks up to Cinderace, gets along with Pikachu. Cinderace gets along with Corviknight, gets along. He does not like Dragapult. Cinderace does not like Dragapult. That is not his guy. Cinderace just does not like Dragapult. But I think that's almost everything I wanted to cover. That's not like major. Before I show off the thing I want to show off and sign off on the stream, is there anything that you guys wanted to ask me before I load this up? So I'm going to give you guys like 5 minutes before I load this up. So if there's any questions that you wanted to ask me, sure, you can shoot me a DM on Twitter. I'll be willing to answer it. But like, if there's anything you want to ask me while I'm here, like, shoot it now while I search for this media thing. All right, let me see if there's any. All right. So is there no new questions? Hold on. Also, because I'm adding a source. How did I come up with the personalities of the Pokemon, by the way? Just like I looked at the Pokemon and was like, that could be interesting, or Ash doesn't really have a Pokemon like this, or like, that could be funny. Like that's kind of how they interact with the trainer I gave them to. Like, a shy Infernape, we don't really see that too often. Like a sassy kind of Venusaur, we don't see that too often. A prideful Charizard, we've seen that a lot, but not in like this kind of way. It's like, how could this like make sense, or how could this be funny, or how could this be interesting? That's kind of what I think about. Is that the last question? Because once I show this thing off, that's gonna be the last thing to show off. Because I gotta go do something sooner or later. We'll give it 3 more minutes if you guys have any more questions. Oh, and if we give it 3 more minutes, we could probably end it at 6:30, which is good. We had an hour and 30-minute long stream. All right. Everyone got their questions answered? Didn't he come home at like 8? Yeah, I still got 30 minutes. All right. Well, I'm gonna take that as yes. Okay, so I'm gonna share this now. Okay. Hold on. So I know I got a lot of questions. If I'm gonna do Paldea, if I'm gonna tackle this, if I'm gonna if I'm actually gonna go to Paldea. Well, I said stick around to the end of the stream. Uh, at the end of the stream. Hopefully I can find this. Is it this one? No, it's the other one. Okay, good. All right. And if you guys have any questions about Sword and Shield, feel free to just go to my Twitter, ask me under like a random Twitter post, or ask me in my DMs. My DMs are always open to anybody who's willing to ask me a question. It should be this one. Okay, can you guys hear it? Yeah, so to answer everyone's questions, if you can see it, I don't know if the stream is displaying it. That's what's next for the channel. I came here to at the end of the stream. I'm announcing Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon the series Scarlet and Violet, Samurai Edition. I know Zach is having one, so because we've all talked about this today. But yeah, this was not planned. I don't know why we keep on intersecting with our videos, dropping things at the same time. But yeah, this is what's next for the channel. It's playing? Good. Okay. But to answer your question, yes, this is what's next for the channel. This is what's next for Samurai Community as a whole. So, if you guys are willing to watch, and if you guys are willing to be there like you were for the last one, then hopefully you guys can stick around because Scarlet and Violet will drop in around the middle of March. I don't have a set date. It'll drop in the latter half of March, near April. But yeah, that's what's coming next for the channel. So with all that being said, thanks for watching. I'm really glad that a lot of you guys came. It was a lot more than I thought, you guys. It was a lot more than I thought. I probably will do this later on, but I have to go do stuff. So with all that being said, I don't know if you would share this live stream, but subscribe. Be sure to tell everyone you know that you love them, and I guess follow me on Twitter for more updates. And y'all y'all stay cool. It's cool. Happy to see Nico Roy along with Glow and Chloe. Yeah, the Horizons cast and the Journeys cast will meet in that case. So get excited. Anyways, with all that being said, Samurai out. Let me end the stream. All right.